Hello everyone, welcome to Club Deck Corner here on Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. This week Rangers follow arguably the best performance of the season with one of the worst against Hibs on Sunday. We also meet Lyon at Ibrox as the Europa League continues on Thursday evening. I am Scott Carney and joining me tonight is first of all Alistair. In fact the same two that did the post-match. Ali Pearson, how are you?
Yeah, not too bad. Sort of a weird day in the world of Rangers in terms of announcements that have come out, but I've come to expect it with Rangers these days, to be fair.
Yeah, we'll definitely get into all of that, mate. A few things to cover, yes. A few head-scratching moments, I think, today from quite a lot of Rangers fans. But why would we be shocked after the summer that we've had? And Jamie, I nearly said Jamie Lowe. That was a blast from the past. Jamie Mackay, how's it going, mate?
Scotty boy, come on, man. You've known me since we were 12. Jamie Lowe.
Well, to be fair,
I've got a lot of time. He was also on here first as well. You have known Jamie because you went to primary school with Jamie Lowe.
Yeah, I've known Jamie Lowe since I was like.
Well, listen to me. You should know there's only one Jamie Mackay, all right? There's only one Jamie Mackay, and he's here tonight. No, good to see you boys. Today, yeah, I was actually back to work today after 2 weeks off, which was a real shock to the system. I was having quite a good day until I went on Twitter and I realised that Yanis Hagi was back in the first team. He's so. I'm sure we're going to get into that, but anyway.
yeah, we definitely will get onto that. Yeah, no, I think me calling you Jamie Lowe is just a kind of a highlight to how my first 2 days of the week have went this week. I'm already going, is it Friday yet? Is it please be Friday? Or at least Thursday so I can watch Rangers because it's not been a great start to the week for me. Professionally, I'll say, and work, but it's what it is. We move, and we are here to talk about Rangers, of course. So, we've got a number of things to get into tonight. We will start, obviously, with the Hibs result on Sunday. I'm fully aware that it was Ali, Jamie and myself that done the post-match, so we'll not dwell on it too much, but there's certainly different bits that we like to talk about after that we've had a chance to kind of reflect on the day. You've had a full 24 hours, and then obviously today, before we get a chance to really speak to each other and to the Club at 22 world about it. Ali, safe to say, look, all I've seen is European hangover, right? And it's a term that I don't particularly like. I don't want to be all too Rangers da about it. However, is it that, or is there more to it now that you've had time to reflect on it? Was it just a case of, I mean, I am not shocked that Clement came out and pretty much said it was the first thing that came out of his mouth, and I went, I kind of knew that was coming. But should we be more concerned about that? And I'm sorry if it looks like I'm looking for negatives, but should we be more concerned about the performance, or we do put it down to European hangover?
Rangers have done Thursday, Sunday for the best part of God knows
a million years. Yes, million years.
Yeah, I know these teams like Kilmarnocks and Hearts and Aberdeens and all that have been in Europe previously use that excuse, but it's because they don't have a big enough squad. Rangers and Celtic have a big enough squad to rotate players when they come back to domestic football, especially if you're at home at Ibrox on the Sunday. And we brought in, you're talking to players that didn't start. Jeff, they come in, didn't start. Decent player come in. Raskin come in. McCausland started. Igaman started. So there's 4 players in straight away to give a bit of freshness along with the other players as well. So no, I'm not buying it's a hangover for Europe or anything about that. I just thought Rangers were extremely, extremely poor on the day, particularly the second half. And this week, I mean, you guys will be the same at work talking to other Rangers fans that were there at the weekend and stuff. And the ones I've talked to this week so far have been saying the same as us, how poor it was on Sunday. But ultimately, the only positive I'll take out of it, and it is a positive, was it was 3 points, it was a clean sheet, and we move on. The only negative is if we play that way again, there will be a bump in the road again. We can't continually play this way because we will be caught out. And I said in the post-match, Gary, it's Jekyll and Hyde with Rangers. You just don't know what you're going to get. Europe's different because the pressure ain't there. They can perform. Teams come out and play against you. It's completely different. But domestically, we need to get better.
Jamie, I'm not naive enough to think that I expected Rangers to be at the same level of Thursday night, but I honestly don't think it's an unrealistic expectation, European hangover or not, that we see some form of continuation from the good stuff, the really good stuff that we seen on Thursday night. But, and Ali's right, the first half Rangers were okay, nothing spectacular, nothing really to write home about. The game was filled with really two incidents, which we'll come on to. One of them the goal, one of them the penalty decision. The rest is all a bit meh. But the second half, I honestly didn't think it could have been worse, and the second half was. I will give some form of leeway to, yes, okay, it was a lot of travelling. It was only Sweden that we were in. It wasn't the other side of the world. There should be enough recovery time for these players to be in a fresh enough place, and with the changes that made that the drop off isn't that significant. But I suppose Ali's right. You've got to dust it off his 3 points and move on.
Yeah, you do, mate. But like we always needed to question, especially when Clement's highlighted the fact that he's drilling a certain style of play into this team, and we started to see it on Thursday, thinking we were going to come and not completely blow Hibs away, but put in a good performance, like with a full house and everyone's back. It feels as if there's a real level of optimism coming back to the support, and then they just go and play like that. I think there's for me, I watched the highlights back just to see if I picked anything up from that I didn't actually see at the game, because sometimes the second half I can't really see a lot from the other side, because obviously I'm quite low down in BF3. The two things that really stuck out to me were the thing that we spoke about in the post-match. Raskin and Barron are way too similar players. I really don't think we can do that again, especially not domestically. They're just, it was always one of them dropping deep in between the centre backs, but even from that, the one that wasn't dropping wasn't finding enough space. He wasn't linking play enough, so that was where it was really falling down. There's three contributing factors. The other one was, we all thought Igaman was ready to start. It's quite clear that he's not. He's still a project player. Obviously had that cameo at Tannadice where he looked really good. And he came on, I believe, the last, was it 10 minutes against Dundee. So he's a project player. I think he'll come good, but that demonstrates how he's not ready to start, and it demonstrates how Dezers is still going to be the number 9, because there wasn't a lot going through him. He wasn't really making runs beyond. He wasn't showing for the ball. That just didn't work out for him. And then the last one is, again, it's probably one of my most frustrating points of this season is Tom Lawrence. I honestly, I think obviously we're going to go on to Hagi, and he's kind of primed for that role. I'm hoping the Hagi we get back is a Hagi that scored the free kick against Braga and set up the Kent goal away in Braga. So that's a real painful position for me at the moment, and it's contributing to performances like Sunday. I was disappointed coming away from the game on Sunday, and as Ali said, having spoke to a lot of my pals this week, they were the exact same. It felt flat. However, I think you're right, mate. I think it's like, put it to the back of your mind. It's 3 points ticked off. If you look at the record of the last few games, it's only Celtic we've got beat off, and I think it's like 6 clean sheets. So take the positives. We're playing well at the back. Butland's kept clean sheets. Do you know what I mean? It's like we spoke about in Sunday as well. There's a spine there. There's something to build on. We just now need to start building on it and start performing up the other end of the pitch.
You're on mute, Carney.
Sorry.
That was like me and Friday. That was like me and Friday, wasn't it?
Shocker. Absolute shocker. No, I think I agree. You've got to give credit to the backline, mate, because that is another consecutive clean sheet that we've kept. Brilliant. That's all good. That's all good for building. And in front of it, that seems to be more the problem area. And I think we had real concerns about Proper and Shooter maybe being the partnership, and they've clearly shown that they're probably not the main issues that we have just now. Our attacking force really does struggle, and we broke down too many times with the players that we brought in. I think I'll come back and speak about Raskin. We'll speak about the goal, Ali. Peach of a goal, absolute tip top. The still frames that we've seen back of the offside, how Clancy's took that long to decide that that's no offside, I've got no idea. Honestly, he's clearly onside. It's a superb finish. Tom Lawrence scores, gets us the winning goal. Yes, can't take anything away from him, but I've got to agree with Jamie. There is so many times that we're in the final third with Tom Lawrence and his final ball is nowhere near it. There was a couple of times he could have slipped in Dessers and it's just not there. He can't consistently do it for a long period of time. I'm very much stuck in the middle with Tom Lawrence just now. I think he deserves credit for the goal that he scored, and I think he deserves credit for continuing to try and improve from what we're seeing of him. But for me, he doesn't offer enough. He really doesn't. I think the sooner that we get options fitter on the left hand side and get Barami into the middle of the pitch, the better.
Yeah, well, that's the problem. Tom Lawrence is a clever player, and I mean I've banged the drum for a good couple of years when we signed Tom Lawrence when he will be a good player for Rangers. Unfortunately, the curse of Rangers appeared on Tom Lawrence and he get injured, which is the problem with Tom Lawrence is I think he's a really good impact player to bring on with 20 minutes to go when teams are opening up, teams are tiring. He can come on, play that killer ball. But he can't play for 90 minutes, can't he? And you've seen it against Hibs. He's just blown out his arse.
I think he definitely has a role to play within the squad.
Yeah.
Like, I'm not saying that he doesn't, but for just seeing him consistently from the start, you're like, God, because he just doesn't impact the game enough for me.
Yeah, that's the problem. A moments player, and we're going to come on to a guy who's a similar moments player. But the problem is, and you've highlighted it, that Cortez is injured. Matondo's injured. Barami, who is our new number 10, is having to play wide left. Tom Lawrence can play there, by the way, because I've seen him play there for Derby. So Tom Lawrence is having to play the 10. The only reason Hagi's coming back, and I know we'll come on to it and he's got around the table with Rangers, is because we've got no options as a number 10. So Hagi's coming back as a backup. Hagi's not the answer, and we'll come on here. He's not the answer, but we're that desperate that we're bringing Yanis Hagi back to probably help out. But we can't. Tom Lawrence can't go the full season playing week in, week out. No chance.
He will break down. He will break
down.
He'll
break down, and then he could potentially be out for a while, and then we're really up shit creek. But I agree with you that we need Matondo and Cortez back as soon as possible, and play Barami was supposed to play. Because he's not a left-sided player. I know he does well out there, but we want to see him in the 10. And I feel for Lawrence because he is a good player, but he can't play Sunday, Thursday, 90 minutes. No chance.
No, I think, you know what, I'm going to bring up Hagi now because we're sitting on the 10 roll, so we'll bring it up just now. Rangers confirmed that he's back in first team training. I think the Rangers review broke that there's been a discussion with him and Clermont and things have seemed to have been figured out and whatever, and he's been brought back into first team training. Ali, you did bring it up, Jamie, I'm sorry, so I will go back to Ali just quickly so he can have his say on it before I come to you. What do you make of all that? Why has it took until the 1st of October for this to happen?
For the point we've just been discussing just there, because he's probably looked at the team and he's probably looked at against Hibs on Sunday, and you're playing. I mean, another guy we'll probably discuss, Cherny as well. I mean, Hagi can play out there as well. Hagi can play multiple positions when he came to Rangers. He can play out in the right. He can play as the 10. So he's flexible to a point. He's probably looked at it, Clermont, and went, shit, I don't really have much to play with at the moment. And he's an option, Hagi. Yeah, he's doing well in the B team, but it's the bloody B team he's playing in. Let's be honest about it. He should be doing well. He's a Romanian internationalist. I honestly think he's not panicked, but just looked at the Rangers team at this point and thought, really, Hagi's an option. He's a good squad player, Hagi, to have on the bench. He's a good. If it's Yanis Hagi of what we've seen when Rangers won the league a couple of years ago, he's a very good option. Whether he is that Hagi or not, we're yet to see. But he's probably looked at the squad and thought, I should need Hagi there because I don't really have anything to play with. And that's why they've probably got around the table at this present point. But if he really rated Hagi, they would have been round the table at the beginning of the season and went, look, let's sort this out, because he knew about this contract situation, and let's sort something out now. So, as I say, I don't think he's panicked as of so, but it kind of looks like that when you look at it, because the squad in those positions isn't strong enough, and he's an option.
Obviously, I don't know if more will come out in the wash in terms of what the conversation was between Clermont and Hagi. I would like to think that Hagi's swallowed his pride a little bit as well and went like that, right, okay, what am I going to do here for the rest of the season? I'm not really going to get the move that I want. And I think Jamie, I'm very cautious of him being built up to being the answer, and every time a player's out for a prolonged period of time, he becomes a world beater all of a sudden, and that gives me a bit of the fear. On the other hand, would I prefer Hagi coming on the park instead of Kieran Dowell? Absolutely. Like, there is absolutely zero doubt in my mind that I would prefer that. And if we're paying them that wage anyway, whatever it may be, which will be significant even before this clause, whatever it was, which you would imagine has been binned now, we should be getting something out of him. So probably long overdue. Still one that I'm left a wee bit going, why is it took till now? But is he a better option than Dowell? Yes.
Yeah, he's brought him back as a squad player. I just think that the whole saga like just completely bemuses me. I'm with Ali there. I don't really understand how Clement's not got around the table with whoever's making these decisions and Hagi's agent after he came back from the Euros and said, "Look, you're not gonna play a lot, but you're gonna figure at some point." The thing about Hagi is like I think you've got to actually give Hagi his dues. I'm not building him up to something that he's not, by the way. Like I don't think he's going to come back and set the header on. Like you need to give him his dues in the sense that the season that he broke through, and obviously he scored the goal against Braga and he performed really well in that Europa run to begin to last 16. And I think he was a bit part player in the 55 season, wasn't he? But he was still quite good, and I think he chipped in around 14, 15 goals. So if you get that, Hagi, I mean, he obviously got that really bad knee injury against Livingston in the Cup. I actually remember it as it was right in front of me. That was proper unlucky, and he was out for ages, and he'd done tons of rehab and all that, and he just came back. He wasn't the same player. He lost a yard of pace. But look, he's still got football and IQ. He's still got ability. He's still got technical ability. So I'm with you, Scotty. I think he's a better option than Kieran Dowell, but we're only going to know. The proof's going to be in the pudding when he actually calls upon him, and then you'll know then if all the chat on his Instagram, "Oh, I'm ready to play," but if that's just big chat or not. So no, I'm not going to hang my hat on it. And in the usual shrewd Rangers fan way, there'll be folk rubbing their hands together to say, "Oh, I told you so." Like yous are all building up Hagi to be something he's not. Wait until he comes back and you're going to boo him off the pitch. That might be the case, but we're really down to the bare bones. As Ali said, Clement's probably sitting scratching his head because he's thinking, "Who are my creative players? Who are my players on the left, the right, or in the 10 that can change a game at the moment?" That's what we missed on Sunday. We didn't have enough of that. Fair enough, Tom Lawrence stepped up. See, after that, there was no moments that anyone took a shot on, tried to take a player on. There was a lot of safe play. Nobody was really wanting the ball on Sunday. That's a concern for me. That's a concern. I think Yanis Hagi's a player that will want the ball. He will go and look for the ball when he's on the pitch. So I think let's wait and see, mate. But I'm not going to make a call on it just yet. And I think he will be a bit part player for us in the second half of the season.
Obviously, he's not part of the European squad, so it will be Sunday that you would maybe expect him to see an option. But again, you probably both there must be some truth in what you both have said. Come on, looking at that the options that he has. We finished Sunday with 3 right backs on the pitch, and I'm going, this isn't right. I mean, people can say that Sterling's not a right back as long as they want, but he is, for me, he's a right back. Casemiro's a right back, and Tav's a right back, and they're all on the pitch at the same time. And I'm going, it was a wee bit, let's fling things at a wall and hope that it sticks. I really didn't enjoy seeing it, and you've got to presume that Clement's looked at that and thought, God, I need something else. There's absolutely no doubt about it. But yeah, look, Hagi's back. We'll need to wait and see. I'll give him his dues. We'll wait and see what he brings to the table. But as I say, I think he's there really as depth more than he is anything else. I definitely don't think he's going to come in and save the day. You've got to remember what we were seeing for Yanis Hagi before he even got his injury, and it still wasn't what we were really all expecting. He's never really reached the peaks that we expected him to. At one point he was an asset, and again, it's another reason we should have probably sold him when he was at his peak value and we didn't, but that's a same old story thing regarding Rangers. But yes, Yanis Hagi will be making an appearance sometime soon. Back to the game, Ali, the penalty decision, for me, under the current rules, it's a penalty. If it was against Rangers up the other side of the pitch, if that was the Hibs player that had done that, I'd be screaming for it. Clement can stand and do demonstrations about it as long as he wants. But for me, it's a penalty. It really is. But Jack Butland saves the day. I don't think Rangers would do. Obviously, you don't know this, but based on what you've seen for the entire 90, I wouldn't have fancied them getting an equaliser at any point in that game because I didn't think we had much left in us.
Yeah, for me, the handball rules, it's a difficult one because it's people look at it in different ways, to be honest. But it was a penalty for me. I'd be calling for it if it was for us. When I seen it back, I thought, it's a penalty. Clement coming out doing his interpretations of what it is and showing his term. I'm cringing watching that, to be honest. Give me flashbacks and folk will have a laugh here.
Pedro in a bush.
Yes. Yeah, so give me that, and I'm like, what is he doing, man? We've won the game. I know he's maybe not happy with it or whatever, but just there's no need for it. I thought he looked a bit stupid doing that, to be honest, Carney.
Just a little bit. Bad, yes.
He said a few things this season. Clement, which has given me red flags, and I'll stick that in with it as well of other things he said. But no, I wouldn't have. If Hibs had scored that goal and it went 1 each, I wouldn't have fancied us to really do much. Hibs looked the better team, to be honest, in the second half. But it's a penalty all day long for me. And I know they compare it to the one I think Celtic had one against Hearts. I think it was. It's a similar one. And it wasn't given or something. But penalty for me.
I'd be calling for it. I'd be absolutely calling for it. But yeah, it was Jack Butland saves the day. Jamie, I think we'll move on to Tierney. Now, it's quite clear he's made a gesture towards the fans about how unhappy he was at the response that we were giving him when he should be turning and taking on his player, or turning at least into space. There was nobody anywhere near him, but he passed the ball back, and it was a build-up of frustration because of what I think, were expecting to see from Tierney, and ultimately he's not providing it. I do think he'll be frustrated with himself because I don't think he'll believe that he's at the right level, he's putting the performances in that he should be. Well, I'm at the point where I keep giving him the benefit of the doubt in terms of going, show me something. Every time he gets a ball, I'm like, show me something, go and do something. Everything seems pretty one-dimensional for me. He seems pretty lightweight. His end product is pretty much non-existent right now. Where do we go with Tierney?
He had pretty much one moment in the first half where he cut inside. It was within the first 10 minutes and he took on a few players, and I think he had a dig at goal. And I thought, that's what we need to see from you. We need to see more of that, taking on players. He has pretty good feet. The problem with him, as you've just flagged there, mate, is he's too lightweight. The other issue too is like he's kind of going hiding a bit, and there's too many incomplete passes. The ball seems to be bouncing off him. Like he just didn't seem to be working hard enough either. But see, when it's a dangerous game at Ibrox doing that with the fans because you're already on a shaky peg. Do you know what I mean? He's came off and Clement said something to him. We talked about him on Friday night when we were on. I said, look, I'm not going to be rash. It's not going to be knee-jerk from me in terms of where he's going to go for us as a Rangers player. I'm not even going to give it another 2 games. I don't think. I think he seems to be the type of player that is a bit more comfortable at your Wolfsburg or your 20s or these teams that aren't as demanding as fan bases as we are. It's a daunting place for a football player. Ibrox with 50,000 folk there wanting you to do well. The thing about it is, like, you know what we're like sometimes. If we can see a player trying something a bit different, we'll give him the benefit of the doubt. The problem was he's not been doing that. He's not been showing any level of creativity. Like, I thought he seemed to have quite nice partnership starting to blossom with Tav. The 2 games at Hampden obviously scored the absolute rocket against Motherwell, but even was it St Johnstone we battered? Even that game, he was playing pretty well. He was finding a lot of space, and then he just seems to have dipped again. I think he's a confidence player. I think he needs a goal soon. I think again, like it's the same. It's the age-old argument of Tom Lawrence is going to start. Tav's going to start, and I think you can add Tierney into that now, to be fair, because I think Clements went and hand-picked him to play on the right-hand side because he likes a player cutting in. We don't have a player that can do that. We don't have another left-footed player that can do that at the moment. So for the foreseeable, he's going to be starting. But yeah, I'm going to make a call on it at the moment that he's not good enough. And I've actually been getting slated in one of the WhatsApp group by a few boys that I sit with and other boys that I know because I said Tierney's going to be brilliant. He played really well with Danilo at 20 and blah blah blah. And they were all going, he's muck by the way. So I sort of I said he's going to be good. So yeah, I'm needing to eat a big slice of humble pie at the moment and retract that statement. Yeah, I don't think he's going to be great. I mean, look, I hope he proves me wrong. Wrong. But yeah, I just can't see it, mate.
I always want players to prove me wrong. I say it all the time. It's one of the things that I've probably said most on this podcast is I always want players to prove me wrong when I have a negative opinion of them. I want them to make me eat that humble pie along with you, Jamie, because if he's successful, the likelihood is that my team will be successful. Clement made the call at half time to take off Ros McCausland and keep Tierney on the park. I just didn't get it. I think it's unfair on McCausland. I don't think McCausland was certainly no worse than what Tierney was at that point. Why would they not move McCausland out to the right, take Tierney off, and put Barami on the left? It was just a bit baffling to me. Really didn't quite understand it. What do we do with Tierney, mate? I know you've had quite strong opinions amongst the group chat around him, but look, I think it all boils down to frustration, mate, because I think we all expected a bit more from him.
We did, because we've been waiting for a right-sided player for donkeys. Folk keep referring back to Daniel Koundé as the last guy we had as a kind of right-sided player, and we've had all sorts of players out on the right-hand side, Hagi, Scott Arfields, Joe Arrigos, Kamar Roofs, but we've had them all out there. And we brought this guy in who we thought was going to be a settled guy on the right-hand side for us, and he's came from Wolfsburg, moved there for €8 million. We thought we were getting a player, and I've seen nothing from him, Carney. Absolutely nothing. I agree. I think he's one-dimensional. I think he's a one-trick pony. I think he's extremely easy to defend against. He constantly wants to come in that left-hand side and have a shot. He's just so easy to play against. Powder puff, which is my favourite word in this podcast at the moment.
Favourite word. Your favourite word.
He comes right under it. Is he built for Scottish football? And I agree with Jamie. Is he built to play for Glasgow Rangers? We're a very demanding crowd. And he's probably seen that at Ibrox the other day there in terms of us having a go at him. And rightfully so, because he was having an extremely poor game. And he just, instead of turning and going with a ball and driving, he took the easy way out and gave it to somebody else. He gave the responsibility to somebody else. I don't think he looks like a guy that would say, give me the ball and I'll go and do something, which what we're looking for as Rangers fans, get off our seats. And he's a guy that just, he's not doing it for me. And you talk about Ross McCausland there. I think he's been very bright in cameos coming on for Rangers the last 20 minutes. I thought McCausland was actually decent with Jeffrey on the left-hand side, and that's not McCausland's side. So I agree. I would have moved McCausland on the right-hand side and put Barami in the left and taken Tierney off all day, because he didn't want to start the second half for Rangers. I mean, there was a few bad players there on Sunday, but he was right up there. But what we do with him going forward, I don't know. I agree with Jamie. He needs a performance. He needs a goal. He needs something to try and kickstart his Rangers career. And we all thought when he scored that goal against Motherwell, and a fantastic goal, we thought, this is what we were wanting from that. And then it just disappeared. He needs a big performance for Rangers. But I think Clement's going to play him. Because whether he has a clause in his contract where we have to play him a number of games, we don't know that. But Clement's put his heart in this guy on the right-hand side, and I think he will play. And it's a sad day for young McCausland, who I think wants to start on the right-hand side for Rangers at the moment, because he looks more dangerous. He works back. He looks a better player, McCausland, this season than what he was last season, because he had a full year under him there. So I'd like to see McCausland been given a chance, but I don't think he will. He'll be a bit part player, I think.
And I think McCausland's probably looking at it and thinking, right, I need to pull my socks up as well and improve myself. The competition for places is always a good thing. I think that's a great thing to have with guys that are all fighting for the same jersey. But for me right now, and I don't think McCausland is a finished article. I do still think there's a lot that he would need to work on. I think there's definitely been improvements under Clement. And again, I don't want to make him out again to be like a world beater just because he's not playing or anything like that. But right now, in comparison to what I'm seeing from Tierney, I think it's a no-brainer for McCausland to get a run, at least a couple of games in a row, and see where he's at, and to see where he's at, because for me, Tierney just offers nothing. He really doesn't offer anything at all. He's wasteful in the ball. He loses out to his battles. I've not actually seen him win his battles at all at any point. Yeah, there's just nothing really ticking for me just now. Nothing that makes me think that he merits to keep this place in the starting 11. But look, 3 points, we move on. We've obviously got a huge game to come on Thursday night, which we'll come to just after we discuss what was released by Rangers earlier on today. And Jamie, that is that Hagi Sterling has signed a contract extension until May 2028. Okay. Okay, I'm a bit baffled by it. I think Sterling has really dipped in terms of his form, whether that's because he's getting no consistency in whatever position that he wishes to play in. Like, even on Sunday there, he played right wing, he then played a 6, he then played kind of covering 6 on the right-hand side for Tav and Casemiro, as we just put every right back in Scotland on the pitch. When it came out, I was like, not that I'm meant to be excited about that. I don't even think right now you can say we're protecting an asset, because I don't think he's in any real great form to think that a club's going to be interested in taking him off his hands. Again, look, I sound like I'm probably being negative, and I probably am, just due to the kind of the week that I've had so far. But it was one when I came out, I went, I don't get that.
I think a 4-year deal is excessive. It's very excessive. I think, like, I was thinking about it before we came on, and the only plausible point I can think of is that they've maybe thought that his head's dropped a bit, and they thought, right, let's give him a new contract. But I mean, is that a bit? Have you maybe put two years on that by mistake or something? Like, should it have been to 2026? I don't know. Like, he had that patch for us where he played really well, and everyone's like, oh my god, Sterling is the best thing since sliced bread. He can play right back, he can play a holding midfield role, he can play on the wing. I think he got a little bit scunnered with that tag, and he's even said as much in interviews. He needs to play in his natural position. The problem standing in the way for the boy, and the problem is it's Tav. Tav's going to be there every single game until he gets injured. Sterling might come in and he might show us that he's well due that, and we'll be surprised at his ability at right back. We've not seen him enough yet. We've honestly not seen him enough. Like, I can think of who did we play in the first game pre-season? Was it Ajax? He played right back that game. He did not cover himself. We played Ajax at that tiny wee stadium. He did not cover himself in glory at all. I think because I did that. I think I remember doing a post-match on it by myself, and I remember just being extremely disappointed. Yes, it's pre-season. Yes, he's not got lots of minutes in the legs yet. But I just think if they're giving him that length of contract, shows what he's like. Put him in there. Do you know what I mean? Like, just rotate the team. Play him on Sunday night against St Johnstone. Give him a full 90 right back. Let's see him perform at that. Do you know what I mean? Because it seems to be at the moment, we've just talked about Suter and Proper, how they seem to be forming a bit of a nice partnership. Casemiro and Yefty at left back, they look nailed on to be our starters. We need to just complete the back line now, and Sterling could be that missing piece. I'm not going to go on about Tav again because we're not talking about him, but he's lost a yard. This is a perfect time to get him in the team. So, on one hand, I'm saying fair play Rangers, protecting an asset. If he comes in at right back, has a great season, performs in Europe, boom, he stocks up, and they protected it, and he goes again the following season. But like Hagi, mate, we've not seen enough yet. So we as a fan base, we can't call it. We can't say, oh, great business from Rangers, because he's not played enough. Apart from that 6 months where he was played in every single position but striker. So it's just it's just a waiting game again, as is the case with Hagi, to see how he plays. But yeah, look, I think we just need to wait and see, mate.
Ali, I think one of the biggest problems, as Jamie's talking about there, I don't think Clement even sees him as a right back. I don't think he sees him that's where he's going to play. I think Casemiro came in and made quite a good impression of himself. A guy that looks confident to win the ball back, pass a ball to a Rangers player and move forward. I think playing on the left and playing on the right, the wee cameos that were not the cameo, they obviously he played against Malmo, but the cameo that we've seen at the weekend, I've got nothing to suggest that boy's not capable of doing anything. And I think if I was to take a pick right now who I would start at right back over James Tavernier, it would be Casemiro. I'm a bit baffled by it because ultimately right now Sterling is a utility player. To offer that length of contract to a utility player, there must be a plan for him.
It's Rangers here, Karen.
Am I being overcritical? Am I overthinking it a little bit too much?
No, because I mean, as Jamie says, last season he broke into the Rangers team. He played in kind of central midfield, and we all looked at him and went, "Oh wow, this guy's powerful." And could he be the answer? And we've kind of seen this season that no, he's not. He's played in that position and he get hooked against. Was it Dundee
last week?
Yeah, hooked at half time because he was dreadful, to be honest.
And that was in the sixth role or whatever it was.
Yeah, I mean, it's and I feel sorry for the guy because he plays left back, plays a 6, plays an 8, plays right side of midfield sometimes. I mean, he's played everywhere for Rangers. He is a utility player for me. He's a squad utility player. Kind of similar to a way back under Gerrard when he brought kind of Andy Halliday I used to think of him as a utility player who could play in a couple of different positions for Rangers. And that's what Sterling is. And I agree, if Tav was to get injured tomorrow, Casemiro for me all day long. What I've seen of that boy, I'm like, play him. He's got everything we're looking for on a right back. Pace, power, pass a ball, the basics. He looks ready, that guy. I want to see that guy in the Rangers team. I've been impressed every time I've seen him. Sterling this season, every time I've seen him, no, he's not done it for me. And it's a shame because I like Sterling. I really like him. Whether maybe it's just a bad patch he's going through, I hope so. But I'd love to know the plan with Sterling going forward because Tav, is he going to be at Rangers forever? Can he be? So what is the plan at right back? Because let's be honest about it. Tav was probably going in the summer. He didn't. He's here for potentially another year. You'd like to think Tav might move on in the summer. So we need a plan at right back. So we need to see what's going on there. But Sterling at the moment, it's a bizarre one. But then again, Then again, Carney, Rangers did give Yanis Hagi an extension to his contract when he was injured. And we know what they did with that one. They gave him more money as well. They went past a certain amount. So they've done stuff previously. They're probably looking at him as an asset. They think they can maybe make money on him. So we'll protect him. But at the moment, he's not worth very much at the moment, Sterling. Let's be honest about it.
Nah, it was just I don't really, and I'm not sure I'm being negative about the guy, but he's just not shown me enough to think. Why did we do that? Why did we choose to do that right now of all times? Why did we choose to do that at this point? A bit confused by it, I really am. Whether he wanted reassurances, maybe Sterling himself has put something in his contract that says, look, you need to stop using me as a square peg in a round hole anytime you possibly can. I'm sick of playing left wing, right wing, left back, centre. Pick a position and get me to play. But he has said that he wants to play football and he doesn't really care where it is, but ultimately he's a right back. It's all very messy. It's not like Rangers to have messy things going on, is it really? But yeah, it was just an announcement that I seen today that I thought, don't understand the timing of it, don't really get the player either. And there's no disrespect to him, but we've just got to presume that there's some form of plan, and we'll maybe see it in the coming weeks. What the plan with Dujon Sterling is. We will move on to Thursday night. Lyon travel to Ibrox for the second game in the Europa League. Lyon themselves have only got 3 wins out of 7 at the start of their league campaign. However, they did win with a late winner at the weekend there, and they won their first Europa League match against Olympiacos by 2-0. Jamie, your thoughts on the game? There seems to be a bit of turmoil happening at Lyon just now. Their fans are not very happy with how things are going. I think their keeper has been dropped from the squad altogether, and he's come out and kind of publicly spoken against Lyon. They are not in the kind of best run of form. However, I do still think that this is a game that they could be looking at to try and kick-start. Rangers definitely shouldn't be taking anything for granted, but any little wobbles that they are having, it's very welcomed. Very welcomed.
Beware of the wounded animal.
You
know what I mean? Beware of the wounded animal. So they'll be bang up for this. They'll be bringing a good support. I'm actually sweating thinking about Wilfred Zaha running at Tav on Thursday night because he has pace to burn, man. I don't know about it. I think he might have went to Galatasaray for a season or two. And he was really good when he was there. Their fans absolutely loved him. Because I mind that he played, I think they drew Man United in the Europa, and he played against, in fact, it might have been the Champions League last season, the previous season, and he was brilliant at Old Trafford. I remember watching the game, I was thinking, you've still got it, by the way. You should be back in the Prem playing for a top 6 team. So yeah, no, I think Thursday is a big one for us, because we are pretty deflated as a fan base after Sunday, thinking that we were going to come out and really show something against Hibs, and they've got masses to prove. It sounds like they're in turmoil, not only on the pitch but as a club as well. So they're going to be wanting to prove something. So look, I'm actually expecting goals on Thursday. I think we'll concede, but I think it's going to be. It's like we always talk about the openness and sort of expansive style that teams play within Europe. It suits us down to a T. So I think we're gonna have tons of space. It's what we do with that space on Thursday that's concerning to me. So let's wait and see. But as always, mate, I'm looking forward to it. It's like, well, again, it's like you shouldn't take these things for granted. We were back on Sunday. We were all happy to be back there. We walked back on at the pub, and it was, even though we didn't play well, it was a nice day out. Like Sunday, Thursday is another chance to get back to Ibrox under lights. You know, it's a raucous atmosphere, boys. So yeah, I think you've just got to look forward to it and hope that we put in a performance that's befitting of the support we're going to give them.
Ali, there is no doubt that the performance levels have to be at Malmo level and not Hibernian level. We're going to need to pluck one out the bag again. They are still a decent outfit, no matter where they are in the league. They have quality players that will be able to hurt Rangers with any space, any time that we reward them. And it'll be the age-old cliche I think of, mate, is that we need to keep the ball well, we need to take the chances when they come, etc. All that kind of thing that you would usually put towards a European tie, but we need another very typical Rangers European performance on Thursday night.
Yeah, we do, and it's Europa League's a distraction for us and for Rangers as a team. I think they seem to perform in Europe, Rangers, and they've done it over the last, since Gerrard came in. They have done it in Europe, Rangers. They've done well in Europe. Europa League seems to suit Rangers, the standard of teams that are in it. Lyon are no mugs. I know they're maybe not doing great in France at the moment, but they're a decent team. They've got decent players. But they'll come and have a go at us. As somebody's dog in the back who's going Tonto. It's not mine.
It's not mine. I don't even have a dog. It's coming from my microphone, but I don't even have a dog, so I don't know whose dog that is.
Yeah. But yeah, Thursday night, I think Thursday night will take care of itself. I think it'll be quite after Sunday. I can see it being a good game, an open game, which suits Rangers. I think it could be similar to Malmo. In terms of, I can see Lyon coming out and going toe to toe with us, which suits Rangers because we can then start to play football. So I'm looking forward to Thursday, Carney. I love Europa League nights. I'd love to be in the Champions League. I'm not going to lie about it. I prefer to be in there with the riches that brings. But Europa League, to go and play against these teams that we can actually compete against at Ibrox. And for me, if we want to get out of the Europa League in terms of the setup, if we can win, we've put ourselves in a right good position, especially with Steaua Bucharest coming up at Ibrox as well. We can really put ourselves in a fantastic position before we play the likes of Tottenham and Man United. I think a lot of folk are saying 9 points potentially could get you into at least the playoff round. So it's a big one for Rangers. I think they can do it. And I'm looking forward to it on Thursday night. I really am.
Yeah, I think 9 or 10 points is what everybody's
Yeah.
kind of floating about. 9 or 10 points should see you through. And obviously this would be a massive, be the perfect possible start. I think after Malmo, I wasn't expecting much from Rangers on Thursday against Malmo, I'm not going to lie. I thought maybe get a draw, yes, but I think the way we performed was brilliant, really, really was. And I think there is something about Rangers on a Thursday night in the Europa League. There is not many teams in the world of football, I think, generally, and I'm not being blue-tinted glasses about this, that would fancy coming to Ibrox on a Thursday night to try and get 3 points off us. I think they'll be coming to have a go, yes, but they'll still be thinking Ibrox is a special place on a Thursday night, and I'm the same. I am very, very much looking forward to it, and I hope we see a real European performance again to give us a wee bit of a spring back in our step. I think this season generally is going to be full of these kind of ups and down moments that we're going to have due to the kind of consistency levels that we're trying to find in terms of performances throughout the team. And I just hope Thursday's one of the up moments that we can all have. On that, we will finish with potential teams and score predictions. Jamie, you can go first, mate. Who's your team for Thursday night and what's your score?
Team is going to be Butland, Tav right back, Suter proper. I'm gonna go Casemiro at left back, and then I'm gonna put Yefty into left wing. Diamandi back.
Yep. Well, there's press conferences tomorrow, but of all reports that Diamandi will be back. Yes.
Right.
Who, by the way, who we missed terribly at the weekend. I thought
we missed them massively. Like that's what I mean when we're talking about Barron and Raskin. They're too similar. The chemistry and the interplay between Diamandi and Barron at the moment, like we're really starting to get something there. So that's my two. That's my two sitting in the middle. I think Clement might have looked at that on Sunday, and fingers crossed, honestly, fingers crossed, he's thinking about playing Barami in his actual position as the 10. So that's more wishful thinking, but I'm putting him in there, putting him in the 10. And then I think he's going to put Czerny in again to try. I think he's just going to put him in there because I think he'll be wanting him to grab that moment and assist. Do you know what I mean? A good bit of play somewhere, a goal even. I think he knows he needs a bit of a kickstarter to his Rangers career. And then obviously, I'm going to go Dezers up front again because I think it was glaringly obvious that Igaman is a project player. He's not ready to start up front for us. If he was, he would have performed a hell of a lot better against a very poor Hibs team. So that's my team for Thursday. I'm going to go for, as I say, I think Lyon are probably going to score. I think they'll score 1. I think we'll score 3. It's going to be 3-1. And I am going to go... I'm just going to go Dezers to score first. He's not... he's my guy when he starts, so I'm not changing it anytime soon. He might miss about 10 before he scores, mind you, but let's hope he bags that goal, yeah. So 3-1 Dezers.
I quite like the sound of your team. I'm not a great fan of moving Jeff to the left wing because I think we just need to concentrate on him building his trade, he's cutting his teeth at left back. I think we need to continue with that. So on that, I think I would genuinely, and I'm not just saying this, I would start Casemiro at right back because he's going to be up against Saha. I would not be playing James Tavernier in this game. I would be playing Casemiro on the right. I'd play Jeff on the left, same middle two, midfield 3 of Barron, Diomande and Lawrence. On the left, Barami. On the right, I would play McCausland over Czerny because I don't think Czerny deserves to start, and I would play Dessers through the middle. That would be my team. I will go also for 3-1 Rangers, and I'll go for Barami to score first again. Ali, your team and score prediction, please, to finish up.
I know you two have went with what you would do. I'll go with what I think Clement will do. Right. So Butland in goal, Tavernier at right back, Suter proper, Jefty, Barron, Diamande, Lawrence is a 10, Barami on the left, Dessers through the middle, And I think he'll stick with Cherny. I agree. I don't think Cherny deserves to start.
That's probably the team. Yeah, I'm probably not going to. I think that's
it's the same team pretty much that played Malmo, apart from Casemiro's coming out for Jefty. And I kind of think that team deserves to play in terms of the way they played against Malmo, if you take that away. So I think he'll go with that. I agree. I think Lyon will score. I'm going 2-1 Rangers. And I'm going with a Tom Lawrence thunderbolt for outside the box.
I'll take it, mate. They're all wins. I'll take it. As long as we get a performance by everybody that we've seen against Malmo on Thursday night, if we get anywhere near their levels, then we're in for a chance. We should be in for a really good game of football and hopefully another special night at Ibrox. That'll do us for tonight. Ali, thank you very much for joining me.
No problem. And I will see you on Thursday night.
See you on Thursday night. And Jamie, cheers for joining us, mate.
Thanks, boys. Enjoyed that. And I will also see you on Thursday night. I'm going to try and sneak away from work as early as I can. I hope my boss isn't watching. He won't be because he's a Hearts fan.
You never know, mate. You never know. He might be watching. Yeah, we will be back on Thursday night with a reaction after the game, win, lose or draw. Don't you worry about that. Until then, please like the video, subscribe to the channel. That would be very much appreciated. And we hopefully will speak to you very happily after Rangers secure a win in the Europa League against Lyon. Fingers crossed. Enjoy the rest of your week, everybody. We are Club at 22, the Rangers podcast. Cheers.